All right. When we last saw our adventurers, they had gathered independently in a small tavern. While beginning to rest for the evening, a harpy attack outside caused the four to gather arms and defend together. The victim of the harpy attack was a brightly dressed young woman named Erigal. After aiding her, the four of you took to bed for the evening, only to be greeted by a nightmarish looming figure and a deep bank of fog. When you awoke, you found the fog to be more of a reality than you may have wished. After following a lonely trail, looming ahead stood a gate welcoming you, as welcoming as a creepy gate can be. The four adventurers, after potentially being stalked by some wolves, stumble upon a dead body, a note, and a sense of fear and excitement for what awaits them. We begin tonight's session about a half a mile outside a small village. It's about mid-morning, and adventurers, what would you like to do?
Well, this is awfully fucking homey.
Mal, could you drop the map back into Roll20?
Yes, I will. One moment, please.
You said we're about half a mile out of the village? I thought we were entering the
Were you
village.
close? Okay, sure. There you go. I don't know how to make it a thing.
No, that's perfect. That's good.
Okay, so you're entering the village now. The fog is just beginning to burn off a little bit. In the distance, I'll change it back after you're done with the map.
Mr. DM, if you go to journal, and you hit add up at the top, and then one of them should say handout.
Okay, hold on.
So you know where you add our character pieces in.
Uh-huh.
Same place. And you hit add, and then it should say character.
No, it
handout.
says add. What do you want to call the folder?
No, you're not where you add our character pieces. You are where you add your pieces. But remember when you actually added.
Got it. Just a second. It's not called Mysterious Note, I just didn't change the name.
That's right.
Okay.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome. So again, as I was saying, the fog is about to burn off. In the distance, you see this looming castle. Pretty far off, but still its presence is a little overshadowing. You hear nothing really, maybe the scattering of some rats and a moaning, like a wailing cry that goes throughout the street. But other than that, there's no one about. What would you guys like to do?
Do you all hear that crying?
Nope.
It's a touch creepy, ain't it?
Nope, no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
No, I know.
Yes, it's hard to miss.
Yeah. we should find its source. It troubles me.
Or counter proposal, we find Erigal.
Actually, I'll turn my video on, but you guys don't have to, just because I know it's fun to watch the DM.
I think perhaps we should, more than anything, be finding the Burgermeister. But
I think it's pronounced Burgomaster.
I prefer Burgermeister.
Is that a Jotun thing I don't get?
Right.
It's actually a Jin thing you don't get, but
Awesome.
Merritt, Daedric.
Yeah, I think we probably should figure out where we are first.
I would have to
Shouldn't we,
assume
like,
we're
go
in...
find a common center? I really can't get into this accent today. Can we, a common center of sorts? Maybe ask exactly where we are?
I would have to assume we're in Barovia, but I was hoping that if we followed the sound of the wines, we'd find people.
Now, are you assuming that we're in
Right.
Barovia according to the map, it
Yes.
being the first town? Because, like, it could just be that this is just some small nameless town between the gate and Barovia, like a village. Does it look big? Does the place look like? Does it look big enough to be on a map? Or is this just like a couple of houses on the side of the road?
Looks like that big.
Oh, okay.
So it's a decent-sized village. There's a good amount of smokestacks. Like, it doesn't seem like there's no life here. There are clearly, like, lights in windows, but the windows are boarded up. There's a few smokestacks, but there's quite a few, like, streets and alleys and stuff.
Gotcha.
And a crying.
All right.
If you guys want to...
Alright, well then I suppose crying girl never hurt anybody to follow after, sure.
If you guys want to make a perception check to follow the cry or to look for something else.
I'm not pretty good at following things, lads.
I would like to try and follow the crying.
Make a perception check. If someone would like to aid before you say that roll out, I'll allow it. If you want to roll.
No.
There's going to be a 17.
Okay. So, it's not hard. There's not a lot
shit,
of...
I've been muted this whole time. Oh my god, I've been talking this whole time. I'm so stupid. I also rolled a perception check and it was a natural 20.
Okay. You were muted the whole time. Okay. With a natural 20...
that's awesome.
Super easy. There are pretty much no other sounds. Maybe, again, skittering of rats. That's about it. Maybe like one raven cawing. But this wailing, it's not very far from you. You walk down the street a little bit before coming to these two buildings that seem to have a little bit more light. One of them, basically two buildings right next to each other. The first one is a little bit bigger, and then the one after it, the second one, is where the crying is coming from. But with a natural 20, you would see that first building has a sign hanging from it that says Bildrith's Mercantile, and then right next to it is a townhouse that seems to be where the source of the crying is.
How do you spell Bildrith?
Bildrath. Bildrith.
Gotcha.
With a natural 20, I'd also say across the street the other way, you hear soft, really soft, music or conversation coming from maybe an open window. Perhaps there's a gathering of people or an inn or a tavern down that way. But you guys have chosen to go the other way.
I share this information with everyone else. I say, it seems like people are gathering down this way, but the crying is coming from this direction.
The source of the crying is something that interests me. If it is not the will of the group, Merritt, we are your marked men. What say you?
I like the sound of that the more you say that. Yeah, no, fine. Let's go chasing after crying people. It's always been my, maybe there's yeah, that sounds strange place, strange crying. Seems to fit the bill. So, sure.
Okay.
Excellent.
You talk a lot. You use a lot of words. You could use less words. Let's go. Start walking away.
I mean, he's probably not wrong, but I'm not gonna.
Beautiful.
That's funny. Okay, so do you guys approach this townhouse that seems to be the source of the crying?
Yes, I would like to position myself in the front.
In the front?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to be the one that goes to the door.
Okay. You guys can approach together if there's a big enough porch.
Alternative option, just, putting them out there. Whoever's crying may just want some privacy. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. I will go in the door, though. Don't get me wrong. I am very excited to go into this very obviously haunted house. But that's only because I may have a death wish.
Okay, so the sounds are clearly, now that you're approaching, flowing from this. It's a two-story townhouse. It's boarded up. There's a door.
Is there anybody walking by in the street?
No one is. You have not seen anybody walking by. And you knock?
And I knock.
Okay.
Wait, sorry.
No,
does
go
it
ahead.
sound to me like a child crying, like a stereotypical baby cry, or does it sound like an adult wail?
It sounds like an adult.
That's terrible.
It doesn't sound like a baby crying. Like it sounds like a woman in distress.
You said adult whale, and I got so fucking confused because my head went straight to there being a fucking
It's a
balloon
whale.
go by in this door.
Is it wail? Then I'm all in.
Okay, as the Goliath knocks on this door, it opens.
Man, ever the inviting town that this place is, we've now had 2 doors open for us without question.
Excuse me.
Hello?
Are we walking into this building?
Hell yeah, we are.
Excuse me. We're looking for
Hello?
Do you all step in?
the Burgermeister.
Do you all step in?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'll open the door slightly and walk in.
Okay.
We heard your cries and we're concerned for your well-being.
Okay.
I'm going to keep my hand on one of my daggers.
Some of us are concerned for your well-being, others are morbidly curious, but both of these things got us here. Hello?
As you step in, you see. Let me pull it up. Just the inside of a home.
Oh, it's a nice place you got here.
A little bit of light. There's a fire. I think there's a cat sitting by the fireplace. That's not really there.
You mean it's a
The Grinch. You see, you see a woman. If you all step in, she's in the center of the room, like sitting on her knees on the floor, clutching something, and she doesn't respond to you guys. She just sits.
Is it dark in here?
It's like dank and dark, but not like magically dark or anything.
Okay.
I'm not gonna approach the woman, but as soon as somebody else does, I'm gonna follow right behind them.
Okay.
I'm going to slowly, gingerly, just like, take a step forward.
Okay. She just keeps crying.
Say,
Ma'am, we don't mean to intrude. We're new to this area.
She's not smiling. I am though. She doesn't seem to respond to you.
Ma'am, are you alright? Do you require an assistance? Are you hurt? Ma'am, I'm going to approach. I simply want to assess
Whoa, hold on,
if you have injury.
Hey, hold on. I kind of like grab him by the fucking like elbow and pull him down to my height. And say, hey, hold on. You're fucking scary. Let somebody else walk up like her.
yeah, actually, while this whole thing has been happening, Mallory, can I have, hold on, I gotta go to my feet real quick. Can I'm gonna take like the minute we took like walking in here and just sort of like standing here as it's happening to use my primeval awareness to sense whether any, okay, this is gonna be a list. Aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead are present. Oh, it says within a mile of you. Jesus Christ.
It also takes like 10 minutes.
It takes
Something.
a minute.
Oh, a minute.
A minute.
Do you know exactly where they are, or do you just get a ping? There's definitely one or more in the area.
Nope. Just one or more. It does not reveal the location or the number. I just know what it is and if it's around.
You definitely sense that there's some undead around.
Just within a mile, though.
Within
I don't
a mile.
need more or less than that.
Yep, within a mile.
Thank you. I'm not going to say this. I just. For me.
Then I don't do anything.
Yeah, I would encourage you to send forth Well, you know what? Actually, screw it. Hey, lady, we're sending in our best man to assist you.
I'm gonna go see if she's okay.
Did you say it like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna tap you on the shoulder. I'm gonna say, you should be careful though. This is giving me really spooky hookity vibes. And I'm gonna use
an injured woman on the floor is giving you spooky vibes. Okay.
I'm gonna use the control flame cantrip to kind of I assume the fireplace is at least within 60 feet.
Sure.
Okay, then I'm gonna use the control flame cantrip to just kind of like stoke the flames and get some more light in here.
That's fine.
Just and then like try and like narrow my eyes and watch what's going on.
Now that you do that, you see that she's just pretty like dirty. Like she just looks like a dirty peasant woman. Just on the ground.
Poor Caleb.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to her and see if actually if she's injured and can't respond because she's in a state of shock or something like that.
How do you do that? What do you do?
So there's this hunched over, just on the floor,
and she's like on her knees, like curled over, and like maybe holding herself or holding something.
And I will approach, lower myself, and place a hand on their shoulder.
Okay, she does not react to you.
I will follow right up behind him, just in case.
I say, "Ma'am, are you wounded? Is there something wrong with your chest?"
Do you say it like that?
Yes.
How loud do you think you're being?
About as loud as I am right now.
Okay. My daughter! Where did she go?
Oh, my mind immediately went to dead baby, but this went to lost baby very fast. Go on.
Ma'am, was your daughter stolen?
She covers her ears now and turns away from you while she covers one ear. Please come home. She doesn't seem like she's now responding to you a little bit. You seem too loud or something. She's turning away from you, but not running away.
Does it look like she's holding something?
Yes. You don't have to roll a perception check. Yes, it looks like she's holding on to something.
Could I try to gleam as to what it might be based on shape and stuff?
Yeah, you can make a perception check.
Okay.
Tar whisper.
Baba booey. Ooh, god damn, I'm really good. 19.
It seems to be like she's clutching it close to her chest. You may have at first thought it was perhaps a baby, but as you get closer and you look a little harder and with the flames being kindled, looks like a doll. Like a nasty little doll.
Okay, lowering my voice significantly, to kind of a stage whisper. I'm just going to say, "Ma'am, is there anything we can do to help you?"
She does look at you now. My daughter. She needs to come home.
I slink up over his shoulder and I go, where'd she go? Also, I was right about the whispering.
She's still crying and she's clutching this doll and stroking its hair. What did you say? What did you ask?
Said, where'd she go?
Oh, where'd she go? She's gone, my Gertruda. She left me.
How old is Gertruda?
She's just my baby, but I've kept her here her whole life. I just want her to come home.
Do you know where she might be?
The devil! She looks at you with just tears in her eyes. Looks like she hasn't slept. The devil took her!
It's rough.
I'm actually trying to find out how old this girl is.
Was the devil...
Don't, wait. Hold on. Excuse us, madam. A quick aside with my compatriots. I try to pull you away.
She stops looking at you and now is back focusing on the doll, petting its hair, holding it, crying.
What? This doesn't seem like I mean, I'm in to try and find a lost kid here, but this seems real. My mind is back to dead babies. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'd like to mention to everyone, like really trying to make sure she doesn't hear this, that we do know that there is a monster that has been preying on people in this area for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
So, there's bound to be some missing folks. To say that we should ignore that fact, just pointing out that this might not be a unique case we run into.
Yeah, I'm definitely with merit on this one. Consider me marked with merit. I'm playing into the bit. You get it? Anyway.
Is it something I'm going to have to start saying as well?
Yeah, I mean, the idea is that branding will catch on throughout
Yes.
Barovia, but I'll start from the inside, you know.
I am going to forget so much.
That's alright. We'll work on it. So yeah, quick plan of action. Maybe ask if anyone would have, what the devil is? That could be a start.
Right. We could, or alternatively, we could leave them to their own private wailing.
That's what she looks
Also
like.
an idea.
Also, there's her name.
Anyway, up to you guys.
Can you guys see that handout?
Mary.
So, your characters obviously don't know her name, but that's what she looks like.
Alright,
Have you got a name, love?
Do you like lean in close to her or what?
Yeah.
I just want my daughter.
That is too long of a name. How about we call you Mary?
My name is Mary.
That is awfully convenient.
Gertruda, please come home.
Yeah, guys, I'm thinking we should leave the mother to
Yeah, let us see our way out of here.
This is all I have left of you. She's holding the doll. Not the
Excuse me, ma'am.
Mountain King
And I'm gonna kind of get down on her level and speak really gently to her. Hey, listen, my name's Merritt. These are my marked men. And we're just gonna go over to the inn across the way here. If you need us, or maybe need any help, maybe, attempting to contact or maybe even find Gertruda, you'll be over there.
As soon as you, lean in close and speak this way to her, she, grabs your arm. Not, hard, but, worried. This is all I have left of her, please. Just tell her that her mother wants her home. And she, places the doll in your hand. And if you are still talking, she turns back to her position and just keeps crying.
Okay. I'm going to look at the doll.
Okay, it's just a little doll. It's probably made of, it's got sand in it or something. It's soft, but it looks really old. Would you like to,
I'm gonna hold it for
look at it, or just,
No, I'm gonna, sort of examine it. Does it, have any distinct, features that I notice? I mean, I know you said it's made of, cloth, but is it, does it seem, really old, really worn, really used? So we can try and determine maybe the Gertruda's not, 6 and recently playing with this. It seems, really old or something.
Oh, yeah. Make an investigation check.
Alright. It's a natural 20, thanks to D&D Beyond.
Very cool.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so the doll looks pretty old, but it's still kind of intact. It might have been Mary's doll when she was younger. You see a tag on the doll that says, "Is no fun, is no Blinsky." And other than that, it just seems like a little children's play toy.
There's no fun, there's no Blinsky?
I'm sending it in the chat right now.
What?
Not Blinksy, Blinsky. Whoop!
Oh, and
What?
But she has stopped paying you guys any attention and is now back to her crying.
Alright, gang, I think that might be our cue to leave.
Yes.
Mary, do you share this information?
Merritt.
I'm gonna just set it down beside her and just silently, like, sort of like, alright, like I said, tavern over the way, and turn around and, like, but as I turn around to face you guys, I've got eyes and, like, finger pointing, like, go, 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 go.
As we get outside, I'm gonna say, it was not smart to tell that woman where we will be.
I have no idea where we'll be. I just said across the way. No clue. I don't even know where we are.
Who's Blinsky?
Yeah, Linsky with the cap will be there. Yeah, bring me pizza. Pizza time. It is pizza time.
It is pizza time.
Sorry.
Fellow team member.
Hi.
I don't know that Mallory... Oh, Mallory salutes you.
I could hear you, I couldn't see you.
Even though I'm as effectively not a team member anymore.
Congratulations. But you guys leave Mary's house?
Yes.
Okay, you're back in the streets.
Shall we investigate the commotion down the other way now?
I think that's a great idea. As we have now officially become investigators. Question mark.
To be clear, Mal, I left the doll. I did not take it.
Got it.
That woman had very little to offer, if any. I do not think this quest is worth taking.
Right, cool. Awesome.
So where are you guys going?
Sometimes there is more than... Never mind. Off to the inn.
You guys going down towards the... So it's not commotion, but you can hear like a little bit of chatter.
Daedric,
Sure.
lead the way.
Okay, you pass the mercantile shop, and you approach. There's something to read about this.
Bildrith's Mercantile?
Correct.
I
Bill-
remember, write that down.
Bildrith's Mercantile. It's just a shop. You guys can stop if you want, or you can keep going.
I mean, shopkeep would definitely tell us where we are. That's for sure.
I have no need for mercantils. Let's keep going.
Alright.
Keep going? Okay. So you cross the street a little bit, and you kind of see a like what you would assume to be a main square. It's a little bit bigger, but there's nobody out here. A single shaft of light kind of thrusts illumination into this square. Its brightness kind of looks like a solid pillar in the fog that's still around. The doorway is gaping of this tavern. And above the doorway, a sign hangs precariously askew, like it's kind of hanging off there, proclaiming this place to be the Blood on the Vine Tavern.
Ooh.
Would you like to approach the tavern?
Yeah.
Do you want to go inside?
Yeah.
You guys want to go inside?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you
I'll
approach...
say,
Sorry.
alright, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll say, little one, you get the drinks this time.
Alright. No one asked you to the first time, just to be clear, but sure. Hold on, y'all.
You do see as you're approaching... looks like on the sign, the N on the Blood on the Vine Tavern was scratched out and replaced with an F. So now it says...
Blood of the Vine?
It's what
That's
it looks
fucking
like.
rad.
But yeah, if you guys go inside, you just see a tavern. It's about 60 square feet. It's kind of shoddy. All the windows are boarded up. There is a blazing fire. Whoever's clacking dice, will you stop?
Yes.
There is a blazing fire. There's like a nice warmth for the few huddled people you see inside. You see a barkeep, and then 3 people sitting in a corner together that are dressed in like brightly colored clothes, and then a man just sitting at the bar.
The clothes of the people in the corner look like the clothes of the woman we talked to the night before.
They look ridiculously similar.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. We're going over there.
I will find us a table and I will sit relatively close to that group of people.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, I was just gonna walk right up to those people if you're cool with that.
You do
Yeah,
you.
I was thinking the same thing.
I am not good at talking to folks.
All right, Merritt, you're with me.
Yep.
All right. I walk up there
To the table?
to the 3 people. Yeah.
Okay, there's a man, a woman, and then a small child.
Say
A girl, small girl.
I walk up and I say, good day.
They seem to be like just discussing, and they look up to you with
Sorry,
like,
I didn't mean to interrupt your conversation.
oh no, you're very fine. You don't seem to be from
I
around
love
here.
that accent. I've
Thank
heard
you.
it once before. Do you know a person named and I'd say her name, but Cole can't remember it. Or what?
Aragol?
Arag-
Aragol? Are
Aragol?
we familiar with Aragol?
Do you know someone named Aragol?
They kind of look at each other, and the man, who you would assume to be the husband, goes, I have never heard of an Ergol. Sorry.
Perception check. Perception check. Can I do an insight check?
You may do an insight check.
That is a 15.
They have
I
smiles.
want to see,
on-
does he look around like he actually know who Aragol is?
They don't seem to be hiding anything. Like they have welcoming smiles on their faces. He doesn't seem to be lying about knowing Aragol.
All right, vaguely disappointing, but I'm sorry. You were saying something, and I cut you off again. What were you saying?
I was just saying we don't get a lot of people like you around here.
Oh, I
You
can imagine
seem
that.
very different.
That is for sure.
All of you, and he kind of looks at all 4 of you who just came into the
Oh,
tavern.
those guys. Oh yeah, they're all right though.
Hmm.
Yeah, don't let them get. They're those 2 are grumpier than us 2, but we're cool.
Okay. And then the woman speaks up. What brings you to our tavern?
Well, we were looking for Aragol, but
Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. We don't, never heard of her.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Is this your Like, do you, the blood of the? Do you own this place?
Yes. And then the husband speaks. Yes, this is my tavern. I own it, yes.
Wow.
Welcome.
That's cool. That's cool.
Thank
Hey,
you very much.
So, quick question. And I turn over to Merritt. I said, "Do you have that map?"
Yeah, of course. Here you go.
Awesome. Thank you. So,
Hand it over to you.
we're like really new to this place. Like,
Yes, I
just-
can definitely see that, yes.
Exactly. Right. We don't try.
I
to
don't
hide
even
it.
know what you are, honestly.
I'm a Githzerai, but that means nothing
Wow.
to you.
Yes.
It's fine. I turn the map around and I slide it over to him, and I say, "Does this map look familiar? And if so, does it look familiar in the sense like, oh, I know where that is, or that is here? And if the latter, can you point to exactly where here is?"
He takes it and he like looks at it a little bit and well, I don't recognize a lot of these places. And then the wife kind of looks over and goes, "Oh, look, there's the Serre pool." And then the husband goes, "Ah! Yep, I know exactly where you are on the map." And he points. Hold on. I was zoomed in. He points. If I can do it. How do I do it?
You have to be on the select tool. Yeah.
I'm trying to make a little circle like that.
You click and hold.
He points right there with the blue. That's where you are.
Oh.
You're in Barovia.
Oh, wonderful. Cool. I think that is where Aragol told us to meet them.
Where are you coming from, the west or the east?
You're gonna have to help me out, Chief.
We are coming
From across the way, Fiel is just gonna yell, "The east!" and then go.
Oh. You came through the gates.
Fiel, are you sitting with me at the other table?
I am, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah, the gate. Yeah, the big one. The big one.
Yeah, the really big, but it just opened for us. I mean, door was open, we walked in. My whole life, we've had like an open door policy.
All three of them kind of look at each other and they like nod their heads.
Oh, is that bad? You're giving me like bad vibes now.
From up behind you, a shoulder or a hand is placed on your shoulder.
Oh, this is fun.
You're you turn around and you see the man who was sitting at the bar.
As that happens, Daedric alone, you see Fiel's hand just shift down and grab his axe.
Okay.
He doesn't. He
also reaches toward my axe.
He has no other reaction. He's sitting there, still not even really looking at them, just acting like he's sitting here, just drinking with you, and just puts his hand down on his axe.
The husband and wife and child don't seem to react to this guy too much, but he goes. He puts his hand on your shoulder. You guys came through the gates.
I'm thinking the proper reaction at this point is, yeah, unfortunately so, man. It's rough. And I kind of like nodded at him for approval.
He kind of... He's not a huge guy, but he seems to be about your... He's a younger guy. He kind of looks at the people at the table, and then looks at you and Merritt and goes, I'll buy you a drink. Come sit with me.
Okay, I guess. It was nice meeting you all.
That was so good to meet you. Thank you for coming to the tavern.
Sure, it seems like a wonderful place.
Oh, it is. Get Eric. Eric will get you a drink.
Could use a little light in here. But
Eric? Did he point to the bartender?
Yeah.
Or the guy that... Okay.
right. Okay.
Do you follow this man?
Yeah, I'll follow this man. I will actually, before I follow this man, I will stand up, let him get a few paces away from me, and then lean down to Merritt and go like, are we good? Are we good? Like, is this going well?
You've got some work to do on the whole, not revealing every aspect of us mysteriously entering a mysterious place, but yeah, generally, I think it's alright.
It has been in my experience that honesty is the best policy.
He looks over his shoulder at you guys.
It doesn't seem like you have a lot of experiences, though, to be honest, so...
Yeah, we're coming. We're coming.
He actually
we're
goes,
just talking about you.
He goes and sits.
I laugh.
Sure.
Almost
he does
like it was a joke, and then as soon as he does it, I go, cool, tough crowd.
He actually goes and sits with you guys and waits for you to come over to the table.
Oh, okay.
And then the people sitting in the corner, who, it's a 60-foot square, but they're not too far away in the corner. And they just yell, Ismark, you be good to them now, okay? And he, waves them off.
Dismisses them. Yeah.
At this point, the three in the corner kind of get up and go. The man goes behind the bar. The other two kind of go, up wherever they...
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. We'll walk on back over the table.
Okay. So he sits down. He looks worried.
All right.
He's a little sweaty.
All right.
He actually looks a little beat up now that you're sitting there and looking at him. Like he's got some scratches on his face and maybe some bruises that are healing. And he just sits there and he's waiting for you to sit down and kind of twiddling with his...
Ismark.
Yes.
I'm Zane. Whoa. I'm Kane.
Kane.
I'm Kane.
Okay.
We are the marked men of Merit. Merit and the marked men. This is Merit. We're the marked
He
men.
looks around and he's like, keep your voices lower.
We're Merit of the marked men.
Okay.
Why does everybody like quiet whispering here?
He's just looking around nervously.
All right. I'm gonna let my best man here do the talk.
Ismark, what troubles you?
I'm more of the muscle, you can tell.
Well,
Nothing. Give me nothing, Queen.
Dedrick snickers when you say that.
you don't know where you are, do you?
I'm in Barovia, behind the mists.
You're in the village of Barovia, but you're not out of the mists. They're a threat still where you are. Who sent you here? How did you come to be here?
A woman named Aragorn, in similar dress and garb to those owners of yours.
A Vishtani?
Correct. Well, sorry. I would assume by your reaction.
You were sent here by a Vistani.
Yeah, is that a problem?
The garb and accent of the man and the woman. Vistani.
Yes, they're different people than the Barovians.
Nomads, right?
You can say that.
That's what she said. The one we met.
They travel.
Fortune tellers.
He rolls his eyes.
Okay, I'm getting the vibe here. I lean in as if we're sharing gossip.
Sure.
Just like, okay.
Why did she send you
Yeah,
here?
so
Well,
supposed-
I was gonna say that earlier, but I was told not to show the hand, so I'm gonna let him say it.
We are supposed to be meeting her master by a call. One.
He kind of laughs. She sent you here to die?
A burgomaster.
After you say that, his face, completely drops. What? What did you say?
He said Burgomaster. I think you have to whisper for people to hear you in this whole place. Burgomaster.
Sorry, my context.
That's what he said. Is that bad?
Ismark, where are you from?
I'm from here. I'm from Barovia. She said the Burgomaster sent her?
Well,
That's not right.
Well, she had some I kind of eye side to side at my allies to can I say this?
yeah, so we it's a little bit of mixed really. But I think the general idea was the burgomaster is requesting help from various travelers and adventurers to sort of fix a problem of this.
But she told
Is
you
that
this?
how you had
She
any
spoke to you of this?
Yeah, she I have not other traveling parties been through here for this exact reason.
Well, not for that
I imagine
reason.
she won't be.
We haven't had an adventuring party come through in a long time, but why
Well.
would she speak of the Burgomaster? And he kind of is like,
Why would she not?
because he's my father.
And?
We don't associate with the Vistani.
Mm.
He's getting angrier at this point.
Okay. But you drink at this bar.
As you say that, he kind of looks around.
It's a Vistani owned
We
bar.
have been set up.
He looks at the barkeep at the bar, and Eric, the bartender, I guess, he's just wiping glasses, not paying attention. But the dude is watching you guys very clearly.
The dad?
Yeah.
The Vistani.
The
guy?
Vistani guy.
Okay.
We need to go. Did she give you any instructions? What? And then he starts to get up, and he's
That's where things get really tricky. Her instructions were to meet her outside of the tavern we were in the morning. And when we all woke up in the morning, we weren't in the tavern anymore.
That's how they go.
We were here.
You what?
That's it. We were
They.
here.
Who are they?
Yeah, as we were walking up and out of the tavern. Right? He got up to leave?
Yeah, he's getting up and he's getting ready to walk out.
All right. Wait. Can we follow
Yeah,
him?
I stand up as well.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
That's all the confirmation I need. We're following him. This is the most entertaining thing that's happened in weeks.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys follow him outside?
What hobbies yesterday?
Yes.
Not
So?
fun?
I mean, it was fine.
I kind of enjoyed it.
Okay, so as soon as you guys get outside, he kind of walks in, like, behind an alley.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
out of sight.
And this is Ismark, correct?
Ismark?
Okay.
Before
But
we
Eric was a different guy.
Eric was
Eric was
just
the
the bartender.
Okay, I think
You didn't talk to
I
him.
got confused. I thought Eric came up and
No.
put his hand on.
No. That was
No, I'm
Ismark
sorry. That
put
was
his hand
Ismark
on
was
me.
sitting at the bar.
Okay. That's where I got confused. You must have said the guy at the bar, and
I'm
I interpreted
sorry.
that as the bar. Totally my bad. I just got confused between Eric and Ismark. So Eric's the bartender, Ismark's the guy that's talking to us, and Ismark is the son of the burgomaster.
That's what he said.
Okay, that's fine.
If we could, on the way out the door, I would like to turn over my shoulder and see if Vistani guy is still looking at us. Like
He
on
is.
the way out.
He's
Okay.
smiling at you.
I'm gonna smile and wave, and as I wave, I'm gonna like make the light because there's like a chandelier hanging from the roof. I'm gonna make the lights just kind of flare up a bit.
Okay. As you do that, he goes, "Oh!"
And as he looks up at it, I'm gonna duck out the room and then hopefully like do the whole Batman thing.
He saw the rest of you walk out.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I was doing it for a laugh.
Sure.
Less so
Yeah,
of
he
actually
chuckles
being
and then, like,
stealthy.
He chuckles and then like claps at it. Thinks it's cool.
And I will like obviously he's ducking into the alleyway in some sort of like attempt at like stealth of like some like just to kind of like bring himself to the side.
Did you guys go into the alley with him?
And I will just like completely chalantly walk into the alley, like kind of dismissive of his very coy attitude about everything.
Okay.
Is what I'm going for.
Okay.
Not like I'm not being like bumbling or anything, just very kind of. I mean,
You round the corner.
Phil's a little annoyed with the whole situation, and then more so with this guy being like, like about everything.
Okay, well,
right now.
do you round the corner?
Well, yeah, I'll round the corner.
He's
to
standing
talk to
there, he's holding a knife.
him.
How do I know
Oh Jesus!
you guys aren't with the Vistani? How do I know the devil didn't send you?
Wait a minute.
He's like stepping back away from you guys.
Hold on. The devil who took Gertruda, right?
What of it?
Is that right?
Well, we don't know. She left a week ago.
Oh, dude, we have a time frame now. A week. That's perfect. Yeah, we know nothing. Anyway, I'm gonna.
He's like backing away from you guys, like not to run away, but he doesn't trust you guys right now.
Merritt, do you still have that paper?
Alright.
What was your
Yeah,
plan here, Ismark?
To be fair,
Wait.
yeah, you approached us,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Bingo.
So,
We don't
why
get a
should
lot of
we-
adventurers around here, and the devil is a threat. I thought maybe he sent you.
Hey, psst! I'm whispering so
What?
you can hear me.
Possible.
Who's the devil?
I dare not say her name.
So it's her.
Mary said he.
Oh shit!
I wanna go over
Mary's
to
a
Kane,
little-
and I'm just gonna whisper, and I'm gonna say, "Young one, what is going on?"
I have no idea, but when I find out, you'll be the first I tell.
Ismark,
I appreciate it.
your father,
Don't say his name.
the
Ah, you
burgomaster.
said it! Now we're all gonna die, apparently.
May we speak with him?
No.
Why?
He kind of looks at you, like squints his eyes. Don't you know? If the Vistani sent you, wouldn't you know?
Can you... have you heard of the phrase Eli 5?
No.
Okay. Well, it stands for explain it like I'm 5. Just explain everything to us like we're 5-year-olds and put the knife down.
He clutches the knife a little tighter, but he does lower it a little. I don't understand. Were you sent by the devil or not?
Not to our knowledge.
I don't think
I'll
so.
say that.
But
To our knowledge.
unless Aragol is the devil.
Not the one I speak of.
Alright, well then no.
Well, to be fair, as sort of a glad tidings here to prove that, we can be trusted. I'm not going to let go of it because that seems unwise, but I'll hold up the note that we were given by Ergel, signed by the Burgomaster.
You hold it up.
Master. And, Kane, Kane, would you mind lighting this up, but not literally lighting it up, just like behind it so we can read it?
Oh, yeah. Is that enough light? Can you see?
Yeah, he like tilts his head, and he walks forward. He like puts his knife away.
All right.
And he looks at it, and he goes, "Which one did you show him?"
The first one we got.
The non-bloody one, right?
Okay.
The non-bloody one.
The one that didn't say vampire.
Okay.
Correct. The one Aragol actually gave us.
Okay. He looks at it, and he's reading it, and he says, "This is not my father's handwriting."
She lied to us.
But this Koliana, your sister.
He looks at you.
Ooh.
And now
that was good deduction.
He touches his knife again. Who are you people?
We are Merit and the Marked Men, apparently, and we, again, know nothing.
And he kind of like
We
he tries to
literally
compose
woke up
himself.
here this morning.
He tries to compose himself a little bit, and he says, "Are you here to help my sister or take her?"
We are
No,
here to help.
we're not the kidnapping kind.
I actually think we're here to
Quite
make
the
money.
opposite.
Which one of them makes us money? And I kind of, as I say that, I kind of lean onto Dedrick's shoulder and just like give like a little thumbs up to him, like I got your back. I'm remembering your purpose.
I'm glad somebody is.
So you say you just want to make money?
I mean, yeah. I think we're here to make money, and
no.
so which one of those
Yeah,
makes us
what-
money?
Really, the kidnap folks want money, though. We're not here to take people. We don't even know where we take them to. We were told to meet the Burgomaster, so if he's not here, I'm not really sure where we even have a purpose, really.
Yeah, Merritt makes a good point. Yeah. So we're probably here to help because I think that's what'll make us money, right? Right,
Human
Dwarfy.
Human trafficking is too much work for what it's worth.
It wouldn't exactly be
There's a
trafficking.
little there.
They've been trying to take her for months.
Hey, the Vistrani?
Yeah.
No.
The devil?
This devil.
He nods like solemnly.
So now the devil's a they.
Well,
It's a she/they pronoun thing.
the devil has been sending spawn
Okay.
to take my
Oh,
sister.
Okay. So the devil is more of a collective.
I don't wish to speak of the devil any longer.
Okay, understandable.
But if you are here truly to help me and my sister,
I am here to help the burgomaster of this town.
he kind of looks down at his feet. He goes,
Oh, you made him feel bad.
"Then you should come to my home." And he
Yes.
starts to walk away.
Kane entirely fails to conceal his excitement and skips off behind him.
He starts to walk away.
Right.
I also follow.
Okay.
All right then. Would Zine
I'm gonna follow, but I'm gonna try and make sure no one's like following us specifically, like the people from the bar, just anyone else. We're not having being followed.
Make a perception check for me.
Actually, specifically on that
All
note,
right.
I was gonna step back into the bar for a second if I could.
Okay.
So while they're
So,
walking
Merritt,
off,
you may make a perception check. Why are you going back into the bar? What are you doing?
One to so they'll walk away or start to, and I'm just gonna turn around and walk back into the bar for a quick second if allowable. Okay.
Okay. You see Eric and Alenka.
Is Donnie dead?
Yeah, did they introduce themselves?
Dead Stoney?
The dad.
I think they probably did or would have if...
Alenka, Mirabelle, and Sorvia.
Sure.
Alenka was the father.
Cool. Well, that was actually one of the primary reasons I was going to walk back in here.
Well, you weren't talking to them, so maybe you didn't hear their names.
Right, that'll work. Then I'll walk up to the father and be like, "My rather brash friends can be quick. I didn't get your name."
Oh, Well, that was very kind of you to come back. My name is Olenka.
Yellow beer.
Very nice to meet you, Fiel.
Absolutely. How long have you held this tavern?
It's been a few years now.
Been in Barovia long?
I mean, depends on which Barovia. And he kind of chuckles to himself.
Yeah, I think so.
I see. Well, this is a lovely establishment you have
frozen.
here. Would you recommend an inn for the night?
We haven't really had adventuring parties come through or have a need for an inn lately, but we could make space here if you need it. I definitely recommend not being out at nighttime.
This is good to know. I must be going. Thank you. And he's gonna walk out.
Okay. Eric didn't look at you, or he was just cleaning cups.
Okay.
Without turning around, I'm still walking up behind Ismark. But I let him get like a few paces ahead.
Okay.
Mostly just to stay with the group, and I'm going to just keep following. And I'm going to say, I don't know about you all, but I am very excited that we are now moving to a secondary location with the mysterious man with a knife. And I turn around and I say, you know what they say about secondary location? Where did the big guy go? How do we lose him?
Yes, it should be very exciting.
Merritt, what was your perception check, please?
12.
You see no one in the streets still. No one really peering out the windows of the tavern, but maybe across the street there's someone peeking through a window and then walking away from it. Like they just peeked for a second and then walked back.
Can you give me the names of the three Vishnani again?
I can. It was Alenka was the father.
Alenka?
Mirabelle
Mirabelle?
was the mother. And then Sorvia was the small child.
Sylvia was small child. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have to be right back.
Okay, goodbye. Do you catch up with the party?
Oh, yeah, I'll come right back out
Okay.
and start walking the way they were walking.
I would definitely make sure that he caught up with us.
That's fine. Ismark notices and he waits as well. But once you guys are all together, he leads you through the town a little bit. Let me check my map to see how long that would take. Not very long. He leads you towards the outskirts of the town.
Daedric, have you told us your surname?
Yeah, I've introduced myself as both Dedrick and Stoneborn.
Gotcha.
Stone?
Stoneborn, yeah, I said that weird.
Cool.
And while we're walking and we catch back up to Daedric, I'll kind of start up a conversation and just so Stoneborn is the origin of that name.
Well, there is a story passed down through my family about a mountain where I'm initially from, where all of my family were birthed from.
I see.
Ismark is he turned his head a little bit to listen to you guys.
Would that be born of a mountain, then?
I guess. We do not claim such lofty aspects.
I suppose your kind wouldn't. And he kind of chuckles.
Frugality is something very rare in the dwarves communities.
Yes. In histories past, giants and dwarves are not exactly allied. I do find it interesting that a Stoneborn would find his way to a giantkin such as myself. And he kind of turns his head and says, "This rune I wear upon my face, It is Stein, the Rune of Stone. It was given to me directly by a stone giant.
I respect that.
But
These
more,
horns on my head, these were given to me by my bastard of a father.
I believe you mentioned that. I won't pry, but it is a story I'd be interested to hear.
Well, that is for another day and another mug of ale.
And we'll keep walking.
Okay. So he goes, "Please forgive my inhospitableness back at the tavern. I've been a little stressed. I'm worried about my young sister. She isn't safe in this village anymore." And he keeps walking.
Don't mention it.
Have you a title?
He kind of looks at his hands, and the town calls me Ismark the Lesser
Ugh,
because
rough title.
they believe I will fail to live up to my father's expectations, but my name is Ismark Kolyanovich.
Just out of idle curiosity, is your dad also Ismark Kolyanovich?
No, his name is Kolyan Indirovich. Well,
Yeah.
it was.
I am sorry.
He died 3 days ago.
Ooh.
He sent a
Very
letter.
sorry for your loss.
Thank you. He did send a letter a week prior, hoping it would end in the hands of a worthy party such as yourselves, and maybe someone could help my poor sister, but it wasn't the letter you showed me.
You don't look at merit.
Yeah, okay, so now that, we've got a bit more information, I suppose we can reveal a bit more of the fuller picture here.
He kind of
I look around.
turns his head towards you with a wide eye.
Does anyone move to stop me as I reach into my bag?
Nope.
Maybe a little bit.
Alright, well,
Granted, I was ready to
We didn't lie. that is the first letter we received, the one I showed you. That really was our intent for coming here. And then we got here and found this dead bloke down in the woods before the gates, or after the gates. Really hard to remember. The fog kind of makes everything look the same. And he was carrying this other letter, and I'll produce the other letter
Okay,
and ask Kane to do the same.
Yeah,
I guess we're inside the home now, so we're
you're not actually. You're just approaching the home.
Oh. Okay.
But he'll stop and kind of grab the letter and look at it, and he begins to shake a little bit, and he goes, This is my father's handwriting."
The plot.
Was it the second letter, Mal? Was it the second letter that had the seal, or the first one?
The first letter had the
First one.
seal,
Okay, then I will.
and it was a seal
Alright.
you do not recognize.
Right. So I'm gonna then hold both of them up again. Like he's holding the one, but I'll take the other one. And say, yeah. So that's not your family crest there, and I'll point to the seal.
No, that he kind of looks at it and squints a little bit, and he goes, "That is the crest of the devil." And he looks at
Right.
he like focuses on the bloody one, and he goes, "The man who carried this, Dalvin Olensky, he was trying to escape, and as he was leaving, my father sent him with this. I suppose he didn't make it out."
No, he did not.
No, afraid not.
I'm very sorry. But it seems whatever is oppressing you and your people has brought us here as well.
Indeed. And as you guys approach this weary looking mansion, which squats behind a rusting iron fence, the gates are all twisted and torn. The right gate kind of is cast aside. The left one is swinging lazily in the wind. The stuttering squeal and clang of the gate kind of repeats with like a mindless precision. There's tons of weeds that are choking the grounds, and they press up against the house. And against the walls, like the growth has kind of been trampled as you approach. Like it's clearly been trampled a bit in like a path. Heavy claw marks have kind of stripped the once beautiful finish of the walls. Great black marks on the door and on the house kind of tell of fires that have assailed the mansion.
Damn.
Not a pane or a shard of glass kind of stands in any window. All the windows are barred with planks. Each one of them is marked with the stains of blood or
Ichor
darkness.
of some kind, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, it looks like someone straight up tried to siege your house, maybe multiple times.
He nods.
The spawn. The devil?
Yes.
Those marks, are those theirs? I'd like to inspect the marks to see if I can identify what creature might have left them.
Roll a survival or investigation check for
They
me.
certainly don't look human-made, right?
Roll a check.
Yeah. What do we got? Is it?
Come on.
Survival or investigation.
Yeah, that one.
Are there marks on? Are there marks above like arm's reach? Are there marks in places where it looks like it would be flat enemies?
You can roll a perception check if you want. With a 15, what were you looking for?
I wanted to see
See if they were like human made.
Yeah, just kind of discern what I can about the nature.
On the ground, the prints are. You definitely see some wolf prints that are similar to what you saw like in the forest by the body, so pretty big. But you also see some like human-sized footprints as well. Some claw marks that could be from both.
Claw marks on the doors and stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
This Neville, command he legions of wolves.
Yes.
What else?
He kind of looks around.
I rolled a 15 for perception.
Yeah, it's a little dark, but you can see like up on the barred windows in like the second story. There's like scratch marks.
Okay, I'm gonna keep an eye out in the sky just in case.
Okay.
Hey,
I'll keep that in mind.
Hey, big guy. He said he didn't want to talk about the devil until we got inside.
As he approaches, he kind of is still speaking to you, and he's like, "The devil has spies in all of Barovia. We must be careful what we discuss. But we may go inside." And he walks up and he like knocks on the door pretty hard. And with no response, he goes, "Irina, it's me. Let us in. I found some help." And after like a moment, the door, you hear like "Kukum, chukum, kukum," like lots of unlocking, and then but just enough so that like you can see some eyes peeking through. And then and she opens the door. And before you see a young woman, a little bit younger than Ismark, with like tanned skin and dark brown hair and a worried look on her face, and she's like clutching her chest. And Ismark walks in and motions for you all to follow.
And do so.
I follow.
Okay, I think I do have an interior for this. No, I don't actually. But yeah, so you step inside and you see a pretty well-furnished interior, but the fixtures show like signs of really great wear and tear. There's noticeable oddities, like the boarded-up windows. There's lots of holy symbols in the room. Lots of star-shaped. Huh?
Is there any specific deity, or is it like a lot of them?
They all look the same, but if you want to make a religion check, both of you, to kind of identify who it is.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, nope. 2 minus 1.
Okay.
8 total, so.
I actually don't know if this is like a super well-known deity, so let me... Yeah, you recognize it to be definitely like a holy religious symbol, probably one of protection, but they're pretty crudely made, so you don't really recognize them right away. But she ushers you guys inside and shuts the door behind you quickly and locks it back up. And
What are these toys on the ground? I don't get it.
And Ismark looks at you and kind of squints, and he goes, "They're for protection. Please don't touch." And then
Distract little children who would attack us, yes.
This
Right. We're just moving rather quickly here. I'm not even sure we introduced ourselves properly, and we're now in your very lovely family home. My name's Merritt. These are the marked men. This one's Kane. This one's Diedrich. And this one's Phil. And that's our names. I just felt like since we knew yours, and we're in your house, you want to know ours.
Ismark kind of steps back towards the woman, and he goes, "You know, my name is Mark. This is my sister, Irina." And she just looks at you with wide eyes and like grabs Ismark and like whispers something in his ear, and he like shakes his head.
I grab Daedric and whisper something in his ear.
Okay.
In a mimicking fashion.
Right.
I just whisper, I just want to roll. I just want to say something. Just roll with it. And then I look at her with like a side eye glance, as if like I'm playing.
She kind of approaches you guys, and she's like holding herself. She's just in like regular peasant clothes, like nothing fancy.
I want to look back at him and then just give like a.
She says, "You're here to bury my father." And Ismark goes, "Irina." She says, "That's what you're here for, right?"
Well, technically, we were here because you're apparently deathly ill, but it seems you are not, in fact, deathly ill.
As you say that, she kind of, like, touches her neck and looks away. She says, "It doesn't matter. We need to bury my father. No one in the village is brave enough to help Ismark, but you will, right?" And she looks at you guys expectantly.
I mean,
it is a tradition that your dead be buried, not burned.
At the church. Only the Vistani burn their dead.
The church of whom?
Score one for Vistani. Continue.
Who are these people and why are we helping them? We are in a position where we have zero information as to where we are. Why are we helping anyone but ourselves?
Daedric, we are helping ourselves. The church of whom?
She takes a step back, and Ismark steps forward, and he goes, the local church, Father Donovic lives there. I don't want to say the name of the god wrong. And I can't find it. But let's just say the Morning Lord.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a god?
Yeah.
Okay, him.
That is
the Church of the Morning Lord. But Father Donovic, he'll know what to do with the Burgomaster.
And these symbols, they are of the Morning Lord?
Yes.
Used as protection against threat, the devil.
He kind of shrugs. They haven't really been helping lately, but I like to pretend they do sometimes.
And this devil is a vampire.
I don't know.
Sorry if we weren't supposed to.
What?
Really curious.
I don't know. I
don't think it makes.
It doesn't. The devil takes many forms. Wolves.
Just hold on. If we help you bury this, will we be on the bad side, or at least in some way gather the attention of this devil?
I don't see why it would make you more on the bad side of the devil.
Implying that we already are?
Everybody is.
Oh, okay, that's cool. But we could gather their attention in this way?
Not by burying my father.
Damn. Is there a way that we could make it gather attention?
He, like, shrugs and he goes, I suppose protecting my sister and getting her out of here, because that's what the devil seems to want.
I kind of shrug my shoulders with what's the right, like, honestly, like a shit-eating grin kind of look, and just, like, turn to my compatriots and say, well, I am thoroughly intrigued.
He kind of, like, squints his eyes at how excited you seem to be getting at, like, the discussion of this.
I'm sorry. I should read the room better. And I, like...
And Irina steps forward and she says...
a very, like, I am pretending to be serious face.
She says, it's been very dangerous here lately. Very dangerous. She kind of points at Ismark, who is clearly kind of, like, recovering from some wounds.
Does the devil come for you personally? Does he send minions, hordes?
Who are you asking? Either of them?
Yeah.
Ismark kind of looks at Irina and she goes, I have dreams of the devil. I wake up in the middle of the night and there are things clawing at my door. And I hear the sweetest voice.
Calling for you.
She nods.
Calling for you to come by your own fruition?
It calls to be let in. And Ismark has to protect me. She's like getting a little like nervous, kind of looking outside. It's now about probably noon, maybe still early afternoon, but she says, we haven't had anything since Father died, but I don't know.
So he doesn't come every night.
He was.
Who is your father?
What?
Who is your father?
Father, the Burgomaster? Kolyan Indirovich?
Where is he?
She looks at you and then beckons you to the side room. Do you follow?
Yeah.
The Burgomaster is in the side drawing room. He's like in a simple coffin on the floor. He's got rotting flowers on him. Stinks a little bit when you go in there. He's been dead a couple days.
I'm sorry, my dad stepped in the room. Did they tell us how he passed yet?
Mm-mm.
No.
I'm very sorry for you both as loss. Losing a family member, I'm sure, can be excruciating pain, especially during such troubling times.
Yeah, Irina kind of like wipes a tear away. Ismark doesn't really say anything.
By chance, is his death correlated to recent events?
I don't know. He was getting a little old. I just think his poor heart couldn't take all this madness at night. He was trying so hard with Ismark to protect me, and I just don't think he could take it.
Again, very sorry for your...
Thank you.
That sucks. I am truly sorry. Can you excuse us for just a minute? I mean, and this is your house, so we'll step outside if you want us to. But like, we just like have a minute, the four of us.
She steps out of the side room. Okay. You guys can have the side room to yourself.
Mostly.
I mean, the door's open, but she's in the other room.
Sure.
Okay, so Daedric, I'm really sorry. I don't think there's going to be any money in this, at least for a little while. But
yes, I am coming to that same conclusion.
That being said, I don't think any of us are going to make another dime for the rest of our lives if we don't find a way to like get out of this place. And that
I'm also coming to that same conclusion.
And that being said, there is a fuck ton of chaos here, and every instinct in my body wants me to dive head fucking first into it. So I am thoroughly interested in going to bury this dead man because, and only because, I think it might draw the attention, or at least, the sort of the will of this devil. I am so morbidly curious into diving into this cast that I'm about to just tell them that I'll do it myself, but I'm also scared enough of what's going on that I don't want to do it alone. So, that being said, if we give this like a couple of days and it's going nowhere, and we've not like made any progress on figuring any of this out, or made any money, or anything productive, then we can do something else. But like, how intrigued are you all? I'm having a hard time reading the room here.
I am interested in upholding the traditions of the sodden folk living in this hell-begotten town. Something has taken their culture from them.
All right.
And
Yeah.
in
I
many
mean, similarly, Oh, sorry, go ahead.
and in many cases their lives. However, if we can work to ease what little suffering we can,
Mm-hmm.
then perhaps we can garner the attention of this so-called devil. Once we do that, that's probably our best bet to get out of here.
All right. Bet. So that's 2 in favor of burying the dead guy. Like that, we're baby steps here. That's first on the list. What do you guys think?
I mean, I could kind of care less about the dead guy, to be honest. But sure, I'll help bury him if that's helpful. Didn't want to say anything in the moment because everything's been a bit of, but there were definitely some undead back in town. Don't know where, don't know how many, but within Mary's house, within a mile of Mary's house, there was some creepy crawlies. So for that reason alone, I'm down to stay in town and strike down some undead. So that checks out with the whole vampire thing from the letter.
All right.
So,
3 for burying a dead guy. Dedrick, you in? At least by consequence?
Our paycheck is in that box. New contract. We split every coin we make equally, except I get any cool magic weapons we find.
Deal.
Sure. But
And I'm in.
on a case-by-case basis, we can review that contract.
All right.
As I said before, I'm not here for material wealth.
I'm not much of a weapons guy, so you two can fight it over. Anyway.
I'm in just to kill the undead, to be honest. So, count me in.
All right then. Let's go tell him the good news.
I have a couple more questions for this Coleana.
Coleana's dead.
Yeah. Anyone
Okay.
notice the neck thing?
Yeah,
I
Coleana's
noticed she
dead.
was sick.
Irene.
Irene.
Arena.
Irina.
I think it's Irina.
It is.
Irina Coleana, is it not?
Oh, is it Irina Coleana?
Yes, and his
Okay.
name is
Yeah,
Kolyan
Kolyan.
Indirovich.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Oh, so she doesn't have the same last name as them?
Well, she
Her last name
does.
is Kolyana. Ismark's last name is
We knew that.
Ismark's last name is Kolyanovich.
Yeah. Irigal said that she was kind of his adopted daughter.
Oh, you're right!
Well, but they're named after, like, Kolyan is his first name, so Kolyana and Kolyanovich.
Ah.
Yeah, Kolyanovich.
Right, but
So,
it just
I
might
get
be
it.
enough
I get
that
it.
maybe-
This is okay. I'm following now. Okay. Cool. Let's go get him.
Right.
Right, just anyone wanna Yep, never mind. All right, fine, great. Let's go.
Wait. What?
Merritt, you made a good point. The neck. That's what
Yeah.
entailed my questioning to this Miss Coleana.
All right. I'll go get him.
Kane, please.
What?
Wait.
Okay.
Merritt, you saw her grab her
Mhm.
neck when you asked about her ailments.
Correct. That's kind of along with the whole vampire have been bleeding people dry for centuries bit.
Right.
People singing to her at night.
Asking for entrance.
Yeah.
Like religious
Holy
symbols.
symbols. Which is actually mentioned in the letter somewhere. It calls for the action of holy people or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it did say
Regardless, this Nick thing is something to keep an eye on. Keep your voices down about, and keep your wits about.
Daedric, to the contrary, I would rather ask directly about it. Bring it to the front.
Well, my question is, I don't really know the process of becoming undead other than dying part. Does it only take one bite, typically, from a vampire to turn? Does anyone know?
I haven't the slightest.
You can all roll. Is there not occultism?
There's
Religion.
Arcana.
Religion or Arcana, whichever you would like.
Yeah, I think I would know a thing or two about magical forces.
I don't know shit, so I'm not even gonna roll.
Mine's composite 20, Arcana check.
Okay.
I rolled. What is proficiency right now?
Ooh,
+2.
I rolled a 21.
Okay. So you guys would know, from what you know about vampires, it doesn't just take one bite. And if it is one bite, they have to be drained completely of blood, like they have to die. That's what turns them into a vampire. Irina seemed pale. She did clutch at her neck,
Right.
but she didn't seem undead.
I'm gonna like point at Merritt, be like, yeah. I think that holds true for vampires, though. The whole you have to die thing, or like pretty close. Maybe that's
Alright, sounds good then.
maybe that's why, like, and actually, that's probably exactly why the Burgermeister was trying to bring someone here to protect her, is she probably got bit, and then they're like, oh, we can't let her die now or she'll turn into a vampire, and that would be terrible, so they want someone to, I don't know, protect her from that. They were asking for holy people, so they probably want someone to cure her of said affliction, but I can't do that. I don't know about you guys. Maybe there's someone in this godforsaken town that can, but... Oh, Father, what's his name?
To be very specific, the letter actually says, "My dear Irina languishes and dies from an unholy wound."
Ooh, oof, okay. So maybe she is...
Is that the first letter or the second letter that does that?
Second letter.
We're in the room with the dad, right? I'm gonna inspect his body.
Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Oh, you guys, I just had a thought. I just had a thought. What if...
Definitely dead.
What if
Any
the reason that Irina wants us to bury her father, he says with air quotes, is not because she's trying, like, that's the cover. That's the cover. She's trying to get to Father What's-His-Name inside the church because he's a holy man who might be able to heal her of this affliction, but she needs us to get there. So she's like trying to guilt trip us with the, I want to bury my dad thing. And so she's trying to get there, but she will obviously be stopped before she gets there if she leaves this building. That's my current theory. Either way, it sounds fun.
what people bury their dead in a land plagued by undeath?
One that was not always plagued by undeath.
The Vestani
Yeah, pretty much.
burn their dead.
Oh, that's a good point. But the Vistani are nomads. They rolled in after it was plagued by undeath and went, y'all are stupid, and started and burned their dead. Or they burn their dead because they're nomads. They don't stick
We
around.
don't know anything about the Vistani, much less that they strolled in after the undead. We have no clue. They could have been here before.
That's
They could
true.
have been the
But
exact same
also-
time.
But also they're nomads. Nomads, I think, would tend to burn their dead just because they don't stick around to, like, tend to
We don't
graves.
know that they're nomadic either. He said they were quote-unquote travelers, if you could call them that.
That's, no, when we met, well, okay, I guess the
The guy
But-
we are currently trusting.
the believableness of Aragol is light as well, but Aragol did say the word nomad.
As you guys are
Yeah.
speaking, you hear like footsteps approach the kind of ajar door, and Ismark knocks and says, "It's best that we don't be out at night."
Is this out, or do we have somewhere else to be?
If we're taking my father to the church,
Oh, are we doing that tonight?
it's kind of why I'm here
Alright.
at the door. I could offer you my abode for the evening if you'd prefer, but it's best not to take in strangers.
6 of one, half dozen of the other. What do you guys think? I'm in either way.
Let's take this body.
We don't. What time is it?
Yeah, very
It's hard for me to get a bearing on that with how cloudy it is here.
It was
Yeah.
about noon when we walked in.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably like 1:30 now.
Do you think we could get there and back by the end of the night? If it's so dangerous to be out at night?
Irina kind of peeks in. She says, "The church isn't very far, but we typically bury our dead at dawn. So as long as you're not out."
So you want to go there and stay in the church, or you want to just wake up
She kind
here?
of nods.
Okay. Are we good with that?
Or you could just drop off the body, but don't be traveling at night. Not even just home. And she, like, clutches Ismark's arm.
Aha, we don't have a home. We're staying wherever
Talking to
is
Ismark.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
She's, like,
misread that.
clutching his arm and
Yeah.
saying, like, even if it's just for home.
Yeah,
He nods.
will you give me a hand with this? And I'm gonna go and pick up the one side of the coffin.
Ismark kind of rushes over to help you. He, like, throws a lid on it, and do you guys all kind of help pick it up? It's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably do it. You and the barbarian could
I
probably do
say
it,
I'm
but...
not,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the heavy lifting to you guys. Hey, Ismark, are you feeling okay to walk? Like, you look kind of beat up. Do you need some assistance? I'm not a accomplished, I'm not a doctor or anything, but I have a pretty heavy hand dipped into healing aptitude.
Perhaps on the way back we can discuss.
All right.
Thank you. And
Can I,
like,
can I try to, like, leave the room and, like, walk down to Irina, following them, or, like, excuse me, just leaving the room, and while I'm going, try and, even though I'm, like, probably considerably shorter, see if I see any distinct marks or her, like, around her neck region.
make a perception check.
Alright, 14.
You look, but she's kind of... This is kind of a sad sight for her right now, so she's kind of turned away and tried to walk away from you. You could walk up to her if you want, but from standing where you are, you can't really tell.
No, yeah, that's fine.
So you guys let Ismark kind of lead.
As we're walking with Ismark, with the coffin, say Ismark, the ailment in the letter, and that afflicts your sister. The devil's bite. Are they one and the same?
He pauses and he says, somewhat. They're related. The devil wants Irina, for some reason. We don't know why. I couldn't tell you. But night after night, she gets called and...
Do I believe this guy?
Make an insight check.
What was that advantage?
Sounds kind of like a couple of romance novels I've read before. Not in a less romantic setting, I guess.
21.
He
More exactly.
seems to be keeping a little bit of information from you just because he doesn't seem to trust you guys. But from what he's told you, he's not being dishonest. But he doesn't totally seem to be giving you the whole story.
Ismark, if we have any hope of helping you, you do need to be honest with us. You need to know what we're up against. I'm a traveled man, an experienced one. What do you know?
You may make either a persuasion or an intimidation check, please. Are you trying to be intimidating to him right now?
I think so.
Or just persuading?
I'm looking for my modifiers.
Okay.
Or actually, I'm specifically looking to see. That's deception checks.
Oh shit.
Okay. 7.
He kind of looks at you and He goes, I do wish for your help. I'm giving you the information I know. The devil is deadly and dangerous. Our village is not safe, and neither is my sister. She just needs to be out of here.
Keep your secrets, Ismark. They give you a sense of protection, that is fine. I was just hoping to do the same. And I'm going to keep walking.
Sure. As you continue walking, you approach this small church.
Is it like, did we like leave the town? Is it like outside of town, or is it like up the street in between other buildings?
It's not outside of town. It's definitely like you pass back towards, I guess I didn't explain this earlier, but you pass back towards Mad Mary's, and you pass the mercantile place, and you pass the tavern. And so it's just on the other side of town.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So it's still in town. You haven't left.
Sure.
While we're passing Mad Mary's, I'm gonna gesture to the house and I'm gonna say, what of that house and the lady who lives there?
Ismark kind of scoffs and is like, ugh, that's Mad Mary's. She's always been a little off. Had a daughter years ago. Never really saw the light of day. We could hear of her, as, knowing there's a child in there, but about a week ago, she ran away. Broke Mary's heart, but no one ever really talked to her anyway.
She claims it is related to this devil. Is that possible?
He nods. Could be. But it could
Is that
also
probable?
He says, if the devil didn't want her then, the devil has her now. Keeps walking.
Right, great.
I'll
Could also be a Gypsy Rose Blanchard situation, sounds like.
What'd you say?
You familiar with her? It could have been a Gypsy Rose Blanchard situation, sounds like.
Any other conversation before we approach the church?
I'm alright.
Okay.
As we approach the church, are the holy symbols on the exterior of the church, if there are any, match the same that were in the home of the Morning Lord, or whoever you said?
Yeah, so there's like a bit of a rise, like a hill maybe, just a little bit, and then against like roots of the, like these trees kind of around you, there's ravens flying overhead, the fog is kind of starting to creep up again. The church you see before you has obviously weathered some assaults of evil for perhaps centuries on end. It's worn and it's weary. There's a bell tower rising in the back. There's a flickering light that shines through like holes in the roof. The shingled roof is patchy. The rafters are clearly straining feebly against the heavy load that they have. This is pretty old and decrepit church. The heavy wooden doors, if you guys approach, which Ismark kind of leads you up to it, they're just covered with claw marks and it's scorched by fire.
Oof.
Doesn't look maybe as fresh as the one on the mansion, but there's clearly some attack that was on here. If you guys go in.
Yeah, I'll just follow Ismark at this point.
Okay. He opens the doors for you guys. And then you enter this like big hall. So there's a hall, and then at the end of the hall it opens up, and to the side of you are like two sets of doors on either side of you that are shut. But the doors of the church open and they reveal this 10-foot wide, maybe 20-foot long hall that lead to like a pretty brightly lit chapel. The hall is unlit and it stinks. It smells like mildew. It's gross. Like I said, there's 4 doors, 2 on either side of you. Ismark kind of approaches the chapel. Do you guys follow him into the chapel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to say, Ismark, where can we rest your father?
he keeps walking and he goes this way to Father Donovich.
Alright, then I'll follow him still.
The chapel is kind of strewn with debris, and as you enter the chapel, Ismark stays quiet, but you can hear a really soft voice kind of reciting a prayer. Sounds like a strained voice, clearly an old man. You look up forward, and at the altar there's an old man like kneeling and praying. And then suddenly the prayer is just blotted out by this terribly inhumane scream. Ismark doesn't seem to react. The man sitting at the altar doesn't seem to react. But just this, I don't want to be too loud for Discord, but just this like terribly awful scream sounds like it's coming from below you. Ismark kind of waves a little bit, even though the man is turned away, and he goes, Father Donovich, I've brought my father, and he like begins to stand up and does this, and he's like finishing his prayer. And he's really quiet. You can't really make out what he's saying, but he's. And then he starts to turn and walk towards you guys with open arms.
That scream.
Are we going to ignore that
You're not.
shout?
What was that noise?
Ismark looks at Donovich for explanation, and Donovich just. That was my son. He resides below. Pay no mind.
I will not. It sounded like a scream of pain.
It was.
Why?
He kind of looks at Ismark and he goes, Did you bring your father here to be buried, or did you come to question me?
I have come to help a town.
I can assure you, you cannot help by assisting the basement dweller.
What ails him?
He starts to pray. He starts to mutter a prayer and kind of look up, and Ismark kind of looks at you guys.
I'll whisper to Fiel, I'll say, we are here because of accident. We don't need to get involved more than what is necessary.
As you guys kind of approach, still, do you guys carry the coffin? You can set it down if you want. Ismark kind of motions for you to set it down.
Sure.
As the dude Donovich starts praying, you can just hear skittering kind of right below you, and Father, I'm starving, and skittering just below you.
Donovich, what ails him?
Yeah. Can we please go down there?
There is nothing to worry about, my children. My son is indeed afflicted, but he is where he belongs. In the eyes of the morning Lord, pay him no mind. Let's prepare your father. He looks at Ismark. And they begin to, prepare the body a little bit. They take the lid off and they start to prepare the body.
Right. So, we were told...
I'm gonna take a seat in one of the pews.
We were told we could, stay here for the night because it's not safe to travel at night. And,
Let's see how this works.
it's starting to feel like it's not very safe here either. So, could we just drop some jerky down the hole or something? He said he was hungry.
Ismark kind of chuckles a little bit, and Donovich
Oh my god, I got him to laugh.
Donovich doesn't. He goes, that will not help anyone. It would be a waste of good jerky.
Hate to do that.
Indeed.
I'm gonna start sharpening my axe.
Also, if you can see in the picture, there's not really a pew for you to sit on. They're all just smashed and shit.
That's fair.
So, alright, I almost said I don't mean to pry, but I entirely mean to pry.
He stops preparing the body and looks at you. Ismark continues.
Is your son got anything to do with the devil? Is your son the devil?
My son is not the devil. He is nothing but harmless. But He is afflicted. He is sick. We must let whatever happened to him happen to him. Don't worry about him. He made his choice. About a year ago. And this is his end. He's harmless, really. As long as he stays in the basement.
Now, I screwed up earlier when doing this. I'm going to try and do it again with my actual stuff this time. And I go ahead and use my... Where's my shit? Use my primeval awareness and... Okay, let me read the real description this time. I forgot I was using the revised thing and not... Okay. So it's basically... You can attune your senses to determine if any of my favorite enemies lurk nearby by spending 1 minute uninterrupted. You can sense whether any of your favorite enemies, mine of which are undead, are present within 5 miles of you. This feature reveals which of your favorite enemies are present, their numbers, and the general direction and distance from you.
Okay, so we can go back to when you were in Mad Mary's. There was undead, not in Mary's house, but maybe like a couple houses over. And there was...
Okay.
Maybe a cluster of like 4 or 5. And then another group of undead, a couple houses over from that. Maybe a cluster of 2 or 3. And then right now, there is definitely undead in the basement.
Got it. Yep. I don't say anything, but okay. So if I haven't speaking this whole time, that's because I'm concentrating.
That's fine.
On that.
Yeah, I can say a minute while they're talking. That's very easy to do.
Kane doesn't know this, but Cole's like, he's a vampire! He's a vampire! Okay, sorry.
Dorovich kind of notices that you guys are getting a little antsy. He knows that you guys are new. Like, you clearly are not from Barovia. And he goes, "Because you probably know not of what my son has done. Let me just say, a year ago, my dear son Doru and several other villagers of Barovia stormed Castle Ravenloft in a revolt.
Whoa.
They were led by a madman who we have not seen since. I assume he's dead. Died by the devil's hand. My son did return, but different. And he's harmless, I tell you. He hasn't fed since he was imprisoned by me. If he just stays down there, he'll be fine. He's no threat to anyone." You can just hear skittering. Sounds like right below you. "I'm so hungry." Dorovich doesn't. He pays no mind.
Castle Ravenloft.
I am going.
On the hill.
He nods.
This is the abode of the devil.
Yes.
I am going to look very deadpan and merit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to look down at the floor twice with my eyes. I'm going to try to read a reaction from her.
I'm just gonna nod at him and say, "Yeah, I'm not quite sure about the harmless part, but I guess if you've had him here for a year without issue, that's your business then, not really ours to determine. Might be a problem though if we're to stay." And again, I kind of look around and look at all the debris and everything. Is this really a place to have guests anymore?
Donovich looks at you and... Do you ask Donovich?
Yeah, sorry.
He says, "I don't know what you're talking about. The church is a holy place. Anyone is welcome."
Okay, well, thank you. Will it protect us from those that go bump in the night? And I kind of look down and outside.
He goes, "I have been protected here for many years under the light of the Morning Lord. I'm sure you followers will be safe." And Ismark goes, "We should be okay inside an interior as long as we don't invite anyone in. But I can't promise we'll be safe here forever. Like I said, we need to get Irina out of here. Soon."
Praise be to the Morning Lord.
Amen.
Right.
And yeah,
right.
Donovich goes, oh.
And you're certain there's nothing we can do for your kid, because like, I think I'd really like to meet him.
To meet
No,
him?
you wouldn't.
I mean,
You wouldn't.
but like maybe.
No. I can pretty confidently
I'm not doing
you
it. I'm just thinking about it.
Girl, I'm not gonna do it, girl.
I'm not gonna do it.
What do you think meeting my son would help?
Maybe his soul. Have you considered his soul, Father?
No, I think my compatriots are less worried about helping him, quite frankly, and maybe themselves. Where I don't know if they're very familiar with his type, and if we're to sort of help in these endeavors,
Oh, I'm
then
very
maybe
familiar
a bit
with
more
the creature's son.
information you could give him, you could give us about his condition, so as we are more aware for others we may encounter.
Could be very useful information for the future.
I sit here and I pray day and night, hoping that the gods will tell me how to save my poor Doru without destroying him. I'm afraid that if I let you down there, that's what you'll do.
Is there anything that he has shown an aversion to since he has come back?
What do you mean?
Is there things that used to not hurt him, but now do?
I can be very frank with you. He is not the same man he was. He's cursed now, and we must leave him alone. Please, help me prepare the body for dawn.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah.
I respect your wishes.
Up to you then.
Do you guys?
So I'll just follow his lead in whatever he instructs me to do.
I help in any way that I'm asked.
Okay. What about you guys?
Fine. I really want to do it. Alright, okay. Yep.
We can end the session right here. We come back next time, and Brian is the kid in the basement.
It's fine. It's fine.
That would be so funny.
Listen, I'm not a holy man. I do not know of these curses, though I am actually pretty well studied on magical curses and the like, so maybe I could take a look at him. But I will respect your wishes.
Do you bow at him?
Only slightly.
Okay. I will say, it won't take all night to prepare the body. If you guys would like rest and respite in this church, you may find it.
Ismark, should we return to your house to make sure your sister is safe?
She didn't come with us?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
She's staying.
Okay.
He kind of looks at you and he says, perhaps, but it's best that we stay here and bury my father and then go back. It's getting late now. Yes.
Right.
Be fine for the
Is it?
evening.
She
Does
can
she
defend herself.
require security? Can she defend herself?
He looks at you all and he says she can defend herself for the evening.
Right. I'm less worried about her defending herself from others. She mentioned something about you having to sort of protect her from herself. Or something like that, didn't she? Like, oh, my brother helps me because they try and take me away and all that. Didn't make it seem like maybe this is Elena's misinterpretation. It sounded like she said something along the lines of like,
She did kind of mention that she has these nightmares.
like she almost like wanted to,
Yeah.
but he like prevents her.
Ismark seems pretty sure that he says, we haven't had any attacks in nights. I think what would upset her most is if we came back without getting the job done. I'm gonna stay, and I'll stay awake and help prepare the body and say my goodbyes. We'll bury him at dawn. You guys may rest or stay up. Explore, I guess. It's not a big church, but I wouldn't leave if I were you. And it's not super late at night. If you want to go look at the other rooms, Donovich kind of lets you know that there are some beds in there.
Yeah,
I'd like to. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I'll go find a bed.
Okay.
I'll find a secluded room and do my daily workouts.
Okay. There's not they're not, like, secluded. Like, There's still barely walls in between them.
Sure.
But if you go to room B, you can see. Do you see it?
Yeah.
We don't have the letterings.
You don't? That makes it so much better. Okay, so if you walk in and then go to the left.
From the first door on the left, from the
Uh-huh.
front door. Gotcha.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is just a dirty, lightless room. It's got a wooden bed and a straw-filled mattress. Mounted above the bed's headboard is like a wooden holy symbol of what you would assume to be the Morning Lord. Donovich kind of yells across at you. That was his room. His bed is quite comfortable, I'm sure. Hasn't been used in a while. There's one bed. That's about it. If you go to the room above it, that's Donovich's bedroom. It also seems like it hasn't been used. It's dirty, kind of like dusty. It's got a wooden bed, straw-filled mattress. There's a small table next to it with like an oil lamp. And then above the bed, the headboard is another symbol.
What's the room first on the right when you come in?
There's a little bit of there's still like more of a door there than in front of any of the other rooms. So if you want to push it open, you can. Clearly, like, time and neglect have just punched holes through the ceiling of this moldy room. It's got broken roof shingles in puddles of water. In the corner, like, set into the floor, is a heavy wooden trapdoor. It's shut with a chain and a padlock. And as you approach, you can feel the vibrations of skittering underneath you, and I can smell your blood. Just come down here for a minute. And then silence.
I don't like that at all. Okay. Shit.
It's just death.
Merritt,
Yeah?
come here.
Alright, and I'll follow.
I found our new friend. And I'm just gonna. I gesture into the room.
I'm so hungry. I can smell you.
Yeah,
And then you hear like a boom, 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 and the trapdoor is like banging. It doesn't open. There's a padlock and a chain, but something's trying to get out.
Oh, how exciting. Yeah, that's our vampire friend, or some sort of derivement of that, I suppose. Maybe not. I'm sure there are several types that can take on this form.
Doom, doom, doom.
This seems, alright, great. Figured there'd be a bit more, like maybe a unmovable rod on top of it or something. But that's alright. Great. Good. I mean, I definitely want to kill him. But in the way that I want to kill, you know, it's not his fault that he was doing a good thing. He didn't choose this life.
I want to pull Merritt into the room and then close the door. And I'm just going to sort of whisper to her. I'm going to say, listen, none of us are here on purpose. And you are now our impromptu leader. I don't care if we let this thing live or die. That is on you. You give instruction, and we will go and kill it.
Right, okay.
It just starts screaming. You could just hear, ah, like screaming.
Right, it's less, I have no feelings about whether, or not this particular one dies. I mean, I want all of them to die. I'm just a little worried about the aftermath that might happen should we kill this guy's kid. Because I think that might cause bad blood with the Koliana, and we need to keep on the good and up with them to sort of get to our end goal. But if he gets out of there, I'm not hesitating.
If you're observing him kind of like the trapdoor kind of be pounded on, you can see that it's like swollen and stuck in its frame. So even though you can hear this pounding and you assume that that's where it's coming from, it's not really budging.
Right. Yeah, I'll keep you updated. Thank you for the compliment on the leader part. I heavily disagree, but I like the name, so I'm gonna. Now that you said it, it's kind of in stone. So,
I
as
am,
the official leader of this very official group, I say he lives for now, but that is up to change.
I will follow your lead.
Right up then, soldier, and I'll salute him and leave the room.
Okay.
Hi,
I will stay in the room.
Okay. You just hear screaming and, like, crawling underneath you. There's one more room. Do you guys want to go in there?
Yeah. I was just gonna say I'll wait a little bit, and I'll let the thing fester, knowing that it can smell me and it's bothering it.
Okay.
And then I fart and I leave the room.
Okay.
While Daedric is in there waiting, I'll walk in and just kind of like pat his shoulder, walk past him, walk over to the.
Well, I would not go in there. It is not okay right now.
New blood, come on!
I'm going to.
Come give me a visit!
I'm gonna draw one of my daisho
Okay.
from my side.
Okay.
And just kind of spin it around and look at Daedric, and then I'm going to approach the trapdoor.
I'm
Wait,
so hungry!
I'm gonna stop him.
You grab him?
I had a talk with Merit, and she seemed to think that it is in our best interest to leave whatever is down there for right now.
I have no intention of disobeying the wishes of these lost people. I simply have an intention of helping. This dagger, the one with the golden hilt, this blade is specifically sharpened, not for flesh, but for wood, for stone. The silver one is for flesh.
Is it a silvered weapon?
No.
Okay.
I will let go of his wrist, and I will say, "Who is you, May?"
And
And I'll leave the room.
And I'm gonna go down to
And
the
then
top.
I'll leave the room.
What are you gonna do, Kyle?
I'm gonna go over to the trapdoor,
Okay.
and I'm going to carve a rune into the top of it.
Okay.
And it looks like something I'll put in the Discord chat, and I'm just going to solemnly carve this rune, and then I'm gonna get up and leave.
There's pounding on it. It gets faster. There's screaming. Ah! Ah!
I mumble some Jotun under my breath, and then I get up and I.
Hey, what are you doing in here? What's going on? Did I miss something?
Christ! Oh God!
Everybody else walked in and then out of this room. I was trying to lay claim to the comfiest bed.
The priests.
Let me out!
Oh,
I smell your blood!
what's your name?
I'm gonna go grab Cade and walk out.
I need your help, mate. My fireplace is out in my room.
That was so funny.
I'm not stupid, but I will come help you.
No idea what you're currently doing, although I'm assuming you're up to no good. I genuinely, my fire is out.
All right.
I
I walk in there, just snap my fingers, and it's lit.
There's an oil lamp.
Oh,
There's
okay,
no
that-
fireplace.
Whatever.
I'm just gonna turn him.
Now that I've got you in here, now that I've got you all in here,
Oh.
I know there are two of you in there. I'm gonna say, Daedric, mate.
I will step in.
Thank you.
Are you in Donovic's room?
No, we're
No, I wasn't. They walked into my room.
Which
We're in the
room?
top left of the four.
Top left, I think, is Donovich.
Yeah. So the bottom left,
Okay, then.
So the bottom left.
the bedroom that we're allowed in.
There's both of them are open.
Oh, okay.
The one
Okay,
with the
so
table
sorry,
or the one
whichever
without the
one-
table? With
Whichever one wasn't Donovich.
We're the one with.
that is Donovich's
Yes.
room.
Yeah, we're in that room.
Okay.
No, I wasn't in that room. I was calling them from whatever room they were in into one of the bedrooms they had offered us.
There is
Yeah.
Doru's room and Donovich's room.
Right. They offered us both bedrooms.
Oh, the Donovich's room. Sorry,
Okay.
understood.
Okay.
I apologize. That was my.
It's
my-
fine.
No, yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. So this is as they say, a bit fucked.
Oh, this
we all
is a
agree?
bit fucked.
Bit fucked. I'm not crazy confident about this whole leaving Irina to her own devices thing. Nor am I crazy about staying in this church about overnight. Didn't see. I mean, I guess the holy symbols have kept them safe so far. But now there's more numbers in here than they have been before. So they may be a bit more driven. And there's, let's just say there's undead crawling all over this place.
There's what?
Yeah, not specifically this building, but like this town. Earlier when I mentioned that, when we were at Mary's place, there was a couple undead. Thinking back on it, there was a lot of dead, like teams of them, all through the town.
In wait. That's how they
Yeah.
get here every night.
Could be. They could just live there. I mean, this one's living in the basement.
Well, no, it is good to know though that there was no one outside during the day when we got here, and then
It's clever.
I'm sure that things are about to liven up.
After you say that, Fail's gonna walk out of the room and walk straight to the front door and open it up. The main front door, and just kind of step outside.
I'm sorry. I was not on that page. Where were you? Okay, you open the door.
Just gonna walk out and go to the front door.
Okay, it is nighttime now.
Ooh, okay. Or like
Alright.
full.
Like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the sun
has
is setting,
Okay.
so it's like
It got
6
dark
o'clock
quick.
maybe.
It's like winter.
Fuck, it got dark so quick today.
I
Oh
know.
my god.
It's
I know.
5:30.
Hold on, let me check
There was
this
no light.
table.
I mean, honestly, with how long we've been here, that's entirely possible.
Like 30 more minutes, maybe an hour. Okay, what about it?
No, I'm just gonna.
Do you look outside?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go and open the door.
Okay, make a perception check.
Yeah, use that black one. Getting good vibes. Not the black one. Oh, getting good vibes.
Getting shit.
Good vibes.
Yeah, 17.
Okay. Across the way. What did I say?
Stop being so excited, Valerie.
Across the way, like in the woods. What was your roll?
17.
17. Okay, you see.
I suppose I should note that I would actually just open the door and step out onto the stone patio and
Sure.
just kind of like take a deep breath in, smelling the air around me
Sure.
and just scanning.
Yeah, if you scan, there's fog now. More fog. You see these. Something catches your eye in the woods. A figure, maybe. And then another. And then another.
While I see that, I put the gold dice show out and I bring out the silver one.
They don't recognize, or they don't seem to be approaching you, but you can see them through the woods, and they seem to be like tall, like almost as tall as you are. Pretty tall creatures. They seem very sharp. There's lots of like spikes on them or something,
What?
but they're just
Very-
passing through the trees. They don't approach.
No, thank you.
I would like to go tap Fiel on the shoulder. Oh, well, I can't reach his shoulder, but I'll go tap him on the back of the thigh.
Okay, do you sneak outside, or do you just walk outside?
God, no.
You would hear Dorovich before, like, as Daedric is walking up. Please, keep the door shut, it's not safe.
I am stronger than your wooden door, priest.
But you're not stronger than what's outside.
Do you have the connection to what is outside like you do what is in your basement?
No.
And I pull an arrow and I shoot.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wait, who are you shooting?
What?
Okay. Okay.
Notably, I'm gonna pull an arrow, draw it back, and shoot at one of the trees right next to the thing that's out there. Thing that's
Roll
walking
an
about.
attack.
You shot the priest!
I thought you shot the priest too.
Oh God, no!
No, I didn't know.
I was like,
I thought you were just like, alright, time to Skyrim this and murder everyone in town.
Nope. I just like literally as he says that, I'm pulling my bow off my. As I say that, like, do you have the connection? And he says no, and I'm just gonna pull an arrow and shoot at the tree that's right next to these things that are walking around. If you would like an attack roll, that's like terrible, but it's a tree.
What's the range?
A range of a longbow?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
150
Okay.
Over
Yeah.
600.
What is it?
So the maximum range is 600 feet.
No, what did you roll?
Oh, a 10.
Thank you.
Okay, so you're trying to hit the tree though?
Yeah.
Not whatever creature is there? Okay, you hit a tree.
Mhm.
Can't do the motion sound effect.
And I just watch. And actually, I don't even I'm watching, but I'm immediately putting my bow out and grabbing for my axe.
As
I'm
you
just
do
like,
that, whatever screaming in the basement has gone silent.
Oh.
Outside,
I
You
step
hear-
out the room behind him and I say, "Oh, the guy downstairs, shut up! What's going on out here?"
yeah. And Dorovich like, what have you done? And that's where we'll stop for the evening.
Oh my God!
Yes, bitch!
Oh, I did not expect you to do that. Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording.
a nice little snooze